Hi, my name is Jeannie, and this in this episode, I'm going to have a special guest, my dear friend Tasha from New Jersey. So she's a member of SGI in New Jersey. I think we were part of North Bergen district before.
Yes.
And yeah, I think I stayed there for I don't know a year or two, and then we met. Yeah, so Tasha, can you tell me more about yourself and about how you got introduced to Nichiren Buddhism?
A dear friend of my mom's from India, who lives in India, she, when I used to keep going back and forth to India with my mom for holidays, and I think the year before we moved, I was on I went to Bombay for vacation with my mom, and one day she and her friend, this dear friend of hers, who's also into Buddhism, she was talking about how this practice had an impact on her second daughter. This lady has two daughters and one son, and her second daughter my mom's friend's second younger daughter was going through a bad marriage, and she was married relationship. She was very devastated. She went through a lot of negativity and resentment, and then my mom's friend's daughter stumbled across this practice. She took up this practice, and it really helped her to to heal, because this practice is very healing, especially this Lotus Sutra mantra or whatever sutra that we chant every day is very soothing and very healing, not only for yourself but for people in your environment. So she started chanting consistently, my mom's friend's daughter, and it started helping her in every way. She began healing herself. She saw changes in herself, and 2.5 years after this young girl started practicing, she received a proposal. In our culture, we have the system of arranged marriages, and she received a proposal saying that there's this bachelor who's interested in this family who's interested in your daughter. And one thing led to another, and she eventually got married, and she moved to Australia with her husband, and she's very happy. So it was a happy marriage. This guy was a little older than her, but it's okay. The boy was nice, the family was nice, so she eventually got married and moved to Australia with her husband, and she was happy. I'm not saying she didn't face obstacles, but she faced many obstacles, from one of which was conceiving. She went through obstacles and hurdles, when when she was conceiving. When she wanted to have a child, she went through hurdles. But nevertheless, what they say, no matter how many roadblocks you face, then you always win in the end. As they say in our practice, no prayer goes unanswered. So, and she finally conceived through what do they call this other method of conceiving. So she finally, got was blessed with the child, and now she's very happy. So
Thanks for
this
that. Yeah.
this proves that, if you're determined, if you have a strong determination, then you can overcome anything. And this girl's mother, my mom's dear friend from India, is also into this practice. After this girl got into this practice, and she discovered that it's really helping her, she got her family into this practice. Her sister, brother, and her mom are there. The three of them are in this practice, and they're all doing quite well. So
Yeah,
faith, faith and hope are everything. If you don't, it's good to have a positive attitude, but besides having a besides being optimistic, it's so important you have strong faith. Your faith should be like water. It should be so strong that nothing will, no matter what other people say, no matter how many devilish functions or obstacles come your way, nothing can nothing can discourage you.
so Tasha, how has the practice? You were talking about your friend introducing you, your family friend, but how has it affected you? What was the difference between Tasha that did not chant and the Tasha that started chanting? And I think you mentioned to me you started chanting in 2011. So what was the difference between Natasha that was chanting before, that wasn't chanting, and Natasha that started chanting? So can you tell me how it has changed your life and how you have changed?
uh Natasha that was not chanting was a self-conscious young lady who grew into a mature, confident woman after, getting into this practice. And I used to be a very emotional person. I even would, I used to be like a bit short fused. A little the short tempered side. But this practice has, helped to calm me down a lot, mellow me down a lot. And besides that, I would have a tough time facing situations. Whenever I would um be faced with situations, I would be discouraged so fast, and I would think negative. And another flaw that I had, which I had to overcome while I was doing my human revolution, is that I used to complain a lot. I used to keep complaining, and that energy would go into complaining. But after I started my practice, and through this journey of my practice the past few years, it has helped me to, tone down the positive complaining a lot, significantly. And instead of, when I'm faced with a negative situation, instead of complaining and say, why me? I'm like, okay, try me, bring it on. You know, I make it a point to, find a solution to the problem instead of complaining about, why is this person like this? Why is that person like that? I use the energy to think about how I can, overcome my weaknesses, how I can face a situation and find a solution to the problem. So
Yeah. And Tasha, can you mention about like your childhood? You said, I think you mentioned to me during one of our conversations that you, when you were little, your brain got injured, and how has that affected you, and how are you coping? Because I'm sure that there's people right now that they are interested in chanting, and you might inspire them with your experience. I think you mentioned that when you were a little kid. I don't know how old you were exactly, but you said your brain got injured.
No, I want to clarify this. My brain didn't get injured, but I had this like mild problem from childhood. It was hypotonia,
Mhm.
less muscle tone, and because of that, I used to be slow. That slowed me down, but it affected me like intellectually and physically. But over the years, like after going through a lot of trials and tribulations, and as while growing up, especially when I was in school, I was the shy and timid type. I didn't have any friends, and the other kids in school would make fun of me, and I would be like so hurt. Although I was very close to my family, I was like not shy with my family. I know I was still open with my family, but with everyone else, I was, with my peers, I used to be like very shy. And they used to make fun of me just because, not just because I used to be a little slow, but also because I was different. And that would hurt me a lot. But then, towards the end of my school years, towards the end of my high school years, I joined a drama class because I used to like acting and the arts, and and that during that class, during the end of my high school years, the kids like started to appreciate me. Because they discovered the real me. They discovered the fact that hey, she's a nice person. She may be different, but she's nice. And I would even if, like if one of my classmates would get in trouble, I would say, it's okay, no big deal. Like no matter how much the other kids would attack me, it would hurt me, but I would say, oh, it's okay. I I was never the kind of person who would hold a grudge. I'm still not like that. So yeah,
Yeah.
I've become a stronger person over the years, especially after um joining this practice. And people people observe that, they notice that, and they applaud me, and it's like the greatest feeling in the world. And the best part is that my own mother notices significant transformation in me. And when your own parent you know tells you that, oh, you've changed, you've improved significantly, and your own mother applauds you, compliments you, that's everything. That's how you know that you've done something so right in your life.
Great. And I think we had a conversation a few days ago. You mentioned that you started really chanting consistently.
Yeah.
What's the difference between the Tasha that was chanting consistently and the Tasha that's not chanting consistently? So, do you notice a difference if you just really put a lot of chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo in? Like, did you notice something?
So much happier, calmer, because I noticed that the days I wouldn't do my chanting, I would be like, I would get very edgy, moody, irritable. But ever since I started chanting consistently, it's not that I don't have my moments. Mind you, I still have my moments, but I'm able to get over it much faster.
That's good. Yeah, I noticed a difference too because, like, we haven't seen each other for a year. I think we went to Florida together.
Yeah,
Uh,
if it
yeah, up in CC.
was the best.
Yeah, huge difference in a year. Yeah. So, yeah, huge difference. So, what
Yeah.
do you tell people that um, about the practice, like why should they chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo? What can you tell them? How can you encourage them? And let's say they've never heard of Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. How can you encourage them to start chanting?
All I want to say is that Nam Myoho Renge Kyo is life. It's like your ultimate support system. I know people say, oh, that when I find my, significant other, my better half, that person will complete me. Of course, we all need someone to complement us, to add to our happiness, but there's nothing that can complete you more than Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, than this practice. Nothing.
That's great. Yeah, that's a huge difference from last year, definitely. Yes.
even if you have you may have the best companion in the whole world, the greatest lover in the whole world, the greatest friends in the whole world, but if you're not happy from within, it will be if you're not happy from within, it's very difficult to survive any relationship, not just romantic relationships, any relationships, whether it's romantic relationship, mother-daughter relationship, friends relationship, between friends, colleagues.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo daily is a foundation, should be the foundation of all your relationships, I feel.
That's really nice. I like that. Yeah. It's very wise. Yeah. Okay. So, any parting words? So we're gonna end the interview. So, do you have anything else to say, especially to the people that are listening to this video?
Yeah, I would say taking up this practice was the best thing that ever happened to me, and it has changed my life tremendously. Not only has it changed my life, but it has changed the lives of the people in my environment. So yeah, I mean, why, go another day with negative karma? Why walk around with negative karma? Why not change your destiny today, from this very moment? The choice is in your hands. You can, and it's not just about choice. It's about looking after your mental health. Unless you look after your health, I mean, it's like they say, you can't pour from an empty glass.
That's right. Yeah.
So you have to take care of you first. Until you take care of you, then, how are you going to look after anyone else, or how are you going to make everyone else happy until you're absolutely happy yourself? So I would say, don't think twice. Start practicing. You won't regret it. The only thing you may regret is, why didn't I take up this practice earlier? But believe me, you won't regret it.
So what Tasha was saying is that Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo is working on your inner happiness first, and nothing outside of yourself should be the basis of your happiness. And it's just chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, try it out, and check out the website. I'm gonna put a link below. And thank you very much, Tasha, for the interview. And you're really encouraging and inspiring. And because I've known Tasha when I was living in Jersey. I forgot, when did we meet? Like 4 years ago, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So huge difference. So I've seen the growth in her. That's why I wanted to interview her, because she's very inspiring.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you very much. And yeah, and thank you for watching this video.